Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, Valley Paint and Hardware, and Vernon Tire and Auto Center. Come in, we're local.
Welcome to Vernon Vibes. This is our first visit in the new year, and so I want to start by saying Happy New Year. Hope that 2015 is everything that you want it to be. I can assure you it's going to be an exciting year in Vernon. And this evening's program, we're going to have the opportunity to show you some of the things that occurred at our reorganization meeting on January 1st at noon here in the Municipal Center and the Council Chambers. And we'll do that right after we come back.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, Valley Paint and Hardware, and Vernon Tire and Auto Center. Come in, we're local.
I'd just like to take a moment at the beginning of this year to offer a very special thanks to the advertisers who make Vernon Vibes available to you, the people of Vernon and Sussex County. As you well know by now, I'm sure, our production company is Muggs Media Incorporated, and I think they do a fine job. We've been working together now since June of 2012, and we have produced together a tome of almost 75 Vernon Vibes shows, which have enabled us to communicate directly with you and to share the ideas that are important as to what's going on here in Town Hall and what's going on politically and what's going on around town. So I want to thank our advertisers and our production company. It's been an exciting journey for me, and I look forward to it continuing in 2015. And in that vein, I'd like to take a moment to introduce to you a segment of the reorganization meeting that occurred January 1st. You're going to have the opportunity to see a presentation that I was honored to make, and without further ado, I'm going to allow you to see that clip. First, I'd like to announce to our community that Councilman Dick Wetzel has recently been elected to the Board of Directors of the Sussex Rural Electric Company. And as you all know, the problems we tend to have with electricity, not so much with that particular company, but in general, it's nice to have a voice there. So, Dick, we're proud of you. Congratulations.
I was just the interviewing process.
Okay, excellent. He's there. That's what counts. But more importantly, Brian, I'd like to take this opportunity, if I may, to do one of the things you get to do when you're the mayor, and that is speak on behalf of the people. We want to thank you for the job that you've done as our council president. working with you the way I have every single day. I know that most days you enjoy what you did. And the one thing that I noticed that was extremely important to the benefit of this township is no matter what the issue was, no matter who the council person was, no matter what positions were, you always spoke to everybody. That, in fact, is something that I don't think the people of Vernon saw or the newspapers reported, but I saw it every single day, and it made things go a lot smoother. And so I wish that you would accept this as a small token, a gift from the Vernon Township Council and the Mayor's office
Thank you very much.
to commemorate your service.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curament is your answer. Curament is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curament and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, Valley Paint and Hardware, and Vernon Tire and Auto Center. Come in, we're local.
Welcome back. It was indeed an honor to be able to recognize Brian Lynch and his service to the community, as well as his service to the council as council president. As your mayor, I'm going to miss him in that position, but I have all the confidence in the world in this year's council president, Pat Rizzuto, and I know that we together as a team, the council and this mayor, will continue to move forward on those issues that you're concerned about. The next segment that I'd like to show you from the reorganization meeting is actually a public comments section, and you will be having the opportunity to watch and listen former Mayor Sally Rinker as she once again stood before the town council and spewed misinformation and misrepresentation and made claims, frankly, that have no basis in fact. As we move forward into the year 2015, obviously you know that the mayor's office and the mayor's chair is up for election. This particular person that you're going to have an opportunity to listen to has used the bloody pulpit of the public sessions. You will hear her indicate that she would like to have Vernon Vibes taken off the air because somehow or another she thinks that these conversations with you are embarrassing to me. Mrs. Rinker, I'm not embarrassed, not by one thing I say. And I want to tell you publicly here and now, the people in Vernon like to have straight talk. They don't care for your misinformation and your half-truths and all the other innuendos and all the things that you've been doing for 4 years to denigrate the success of this administration and this council. Folks, have a look for yourself. And afterward, we'll take a break.
There's always a feeling of excitement about fresh starts. Today represents that for Vernon. Over the past several years, I've spoken at this podium many times. Many of us come here to address issues relevant to our town, asking the council to make educated decisions on our behalf about borrowing, spending, and policy setting. So in light of remaining hopeful and positive, I will not rehash the disappointments, disagreements, and at times displays of disrespect that have become commonplace. I would rather ask again, as some of you face the last year of your terms in office, and others of you move along in your terms, that you recognize the responsibility you each have to make the best decisions for Vernon taxpayers, for today and tomorrow. That you utilize our hired professionals to enhance your knowledge when making important and complex decisions. That you do the research and ask the questions, and never ever vote until you have all the facts and understand the impacts and consequences of your votes. That you employ the practice of appointing volunteers for our committees, commissions, and boards. who have no political agendas, just a true interest and relevant background to carry out the true purpose and responsibilities of those committees, commissions, and boards. When an employee is needed, please put out a request for resumes to attract people with experience and appropriate credentials for that position, instead of hiring people with no experience and then using taxpayers' dollars to educate them. Give the public full factual disclosure when a major decision is being considered. Withholding information, I hope you now realize, does not work and only creates mistrust and pushback. Stop increasing debt, increasing the budget, and increasing spending. Stop the use of Vernon Vibes, insulting and attacking Vernon residents and elected officials. The behavior exhibited by our mayor on his show only accomplishes demeaning himself and the office he serves. Live up to your oaths of office, tell the truth, don't insult the public and taxpayers. Because if you cannot sit up there and down here, with respect for those you are elected to serve, you should step down. Please read the Faulkner Act Mayor-Council form of government and follow it. There have been too many instances whereby the majority of this council abdicated their responsibilities to the mayor. Prove your worth and do your job. Instead of initiating lawsuits to avoid transparency and block petitions, thereby blocking the voices of the people, try something different. Be big enough to be comfortable sitting with people of different opinions at the same table. Remember, there are a handful of you and 26,000 of us. Our council meetings do not convey a feeling of lightheartedness or warm accommodation. Try being kind, respectful, and receptive of the public you serve, and you may be surprised what you may receive in return. And on behalf of my family and the Vernon Township Taxpayers Association, I'd like to wish all the residents of Vernon a happy, healthy new year. Thank you.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, Valley Paint and Hardware, and Vernon Tire and Auto Center. Come in, we're local.
Welcome back. The next section that I would like you to observe was probably the most controversial aspect of the reorganization meeting. As you will see as we go through the year, the people who in fact are my political adversaries, and you all know who they are at this point in time, they're the ones who write the letters to the editor, they're the ones who sit up on the dais and ask questions that sometimes they know the answer to and sometimes they don't know the answer to because they haven't read the package. It's like, you know, for some reason or another it just annoys them that you and I can speak to each other the way that we do. They've tried everything, including an ethics complaint that was rejected by the DCA about Vernon Vibes. The next section is controversial in respect that we have a new municipal attorney. Mr. Kevin Kelly was not reappointed by this council, and he was not recommended for reappointment by this mayor. However, Councilman Kadish and Councilman Murphy felt that Mr. Kelly was a better choice for the position and tried to make an issue of it. I will allow you to draw your own conclusion. I will caution you, though, that there are many, many misstatements that were made by the councilwoman, and if you're offended by my taking her to task, well, so be it, because I'm telling you, I am no longer going to sit and allow assembly people, Congress people, senators, whoever, to be indicating things, and council people, of course, to be indicating things about Vernon Township that just are not so. My job is to protect this community and to present it in a manner that we all can be proud of. If there are people who don't like the manner in which I do it, you just can't please everybody. So enjoy this segment, and after it's over, we'll bring our presentation to a close. We have been handed this morning 48:9-139, in fact, determining statute in terms of the process for selecting your position.
But I think the process prior to the selection went to Councilwoman Murphy's question, I believe. Your ordinances make it clear that the mayor nominates officers. Generally, the municipal attorney is listed under the officer section in both the statutes and in your ordinances. When you get to the township attorney section of your ordinances, it makes it clear that it's council approval. So it's very typical that it's not set up by statute or your ordinances a specific nomination process, but generally it's a mayoral nomination in other places and a council approval. Your ordinances just say council approval. So what just occurred here was an appropriate debate and a council approval, and although it affects me, an appropriate appointment.
On the other hand, 533, Township Attorney, which is our town code, the Township Attorney shall be appointed by the council for a term of 1 year and shall receive such compensation as provided by the council. That's very clear.
I agree, but that is what just happened.
Well, it's an interpretation of what just happened.
Well, it's what just happened in a roundabout way after circumventing council persons. Because the other item that comes up is increase, nothing against, this is not personal, but we went from 60,000 of Mr. Kelly's to 75,000 for a retainer. And then also falling underneath your purview is the foreclosures, which went from 20,000 last year to 25. Items increased tax appeals went from 40,000 to 45. So these are large jumps also in taxpayer dollars that are being paid out for the services. And, you know, for what purpose? For what purpose is this increase? It's just, and that's something the council should have also been looking at. I don't know where this happened or how this happened, but it's wrong. People can criticize.
Wrong, and it happened.
You know what? It's not the mayor's report.
Mr. President, may I have the floor, please?
Have you completed the statement?
No, I have not. I was interrupted once again by the mayor.
Please continue.
Okay, all I'm saying is these items are being done and the council is being circumvented.
Mr. Mayor.
You know, everybody wants to get along,
Mr. Mayor.
but passing on information is one of those things that you need to do.
As a matter of fact, Mr. President, I think it's clear that if you understood the proposal that Mr. Urson and Shank Price put forward, the services offered under the retainer are much greater, of a much larger scope than were provided under the retainer for Mr. Kelly. It goes to, as a matter of fact, following, and if I may, our administrative code indicates that the mayor is responsible for negotiating contracts. Once the decision was made that Mr. Urson's name was going to be placed in nomination, which is what the mayor did, and with your consent and approval, which is what happened this morning, okay, the next step is to negotiate a contract. We followed the guidelines of the New Jersey DCA, which were provided to me by our CFO, and I'm certainly, she's here with us to tell you that, in fact, the configuration of that contract will end up with our legal bills for 2015 being somewhere close to $25,000 less overall for all legal services. So to imply, number one, that these things are great, huge increases belabors the fact that the total cost is going to be down. And secondly, the other two are responsibilities that have been with Shank Price now since Mr. Urson has been our attorney for conflict and the like. Mr. McBride represents us. Those numbers are generated by the actual number of cases that our tax appeal, our tax assessor, and also parcels of land that we are foreclosing on to get them to the point where we're not paying taxes to the school and the county on them. There's good reason. All of it has been done. And to be frank with you, if you and your colleague, Mr. Kadish, chose to speak to me at some other time other than these public meetings, you'd know what I just said to you, because I said the same thing to the other three gentlemen. And so for you to sit there and imply in the first meeting that you're being circumvented, try stopping in or picking up the phone. I've never, ever denied answering a question or being willing to communicate. You're the two people who choose not to do it. It's your choice.
But then political supposition.
I'm sorry?
The fact is that we're the ones making the decisions. The fact is...
Which decisions, Mr. Kadish? Do you really know? Do you really know?
I'm sorry, I'm speaking, sir.
No. Well, I had the floor and you interrupted me, sir. It's a shame that these sort of conversations have to happen. But I have sat here and listened to this kind of comment from you people when, in fact, the facts don't support what you're suggesting. And again, I say publicly here and now, if you decided to take your job responsibility and handle it by communicating, whether you like me or you don't like the procedures or you don't like the policies, you still have the responsibility of educating yourself. It's not my job to take you by the hand and say, did you know this, did you know this, did you know that? That's your responsibility.
But it is your job to inform us.
I do. When something is happening, it happens right here. The information is handed to you in a package 4 days before the meeting. And I've sat through almost 3.5 years when questions have indicated that sometimes the packet hasn't even been read. So if you don't talk to the mayor and you don't read the packet, how would you be expected to know? I apologize to the council and I apologize to the public. This is not the place for this conversation today. But if you want to have it, I'm more than happy to do it. I make no apologies for doing the job I do. The fact that you may not like it.
And I make no apologies either. This is not the time and place for that either. I make no apologies either. If you think that I'm meeting in the privacy of your office, that's not happening.
It's your choice.
That's not happening.
It's
I
your
tried that.
choice.
I tried that.
Shall be continued.
I tried that. What I would like to know is, Mr. Urson, if you had any, did you have any meetings with any of the other council persons prior to your appointment?
I've spoken to the council. I've spoken to Mr. Rizzuto and Mr. Wetzel.
Right.
I did not speak to Mr. Lynch.
Okay. So that
Nor us. I'd like to broach a question to you, which I broached to Mr. Kelly on the initial part of our tenure. Do you serve the council or do you serve the mayor? And if so, who's...
I move that we move to the next order of business. This is getting ridiculous. Please call the roll.
I think it's important.
This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Question has been...
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, Valley Paint and Hardware, and Vernon Tire and Auto Center. Come in, we're local.
Welcome back. So that was the fun for the reorganization meeting, and I just want to tell you that with the re-election year ahead of us, you're probably going to see more and more of that as time goes on, not because I want it, but because, frankly, the people who are would like to be sitting in this seat want it. And so, since I've been asked 100 times about the future, I would like to tell you now, it is my honor to serve you, and I look forward to doing it for another 4 years. I announce my intention to seek re-election for the seat of Mayor of Vernon Township, and I promise you that I will, in fact, have a full discussion of all of the issues, not the made-up issues, the real issues. What are your property taxes like, and what were they when I came here? What are your services like, and what were they when I came here? What is the physical plan of Vernon Township like, and what were they when I came here? We're going to talk about all of that all year long. And I invite you, if you believe that the things that we've accomplished are in the best interest of Vernon Township, to join me in my campaign to continue the direction that we have set for Vernon Township. I thank you all. I wish you a happy new year, and good night.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Hi, I'm Terry Naturally. Got pain? Are your muscles aching and crying out for relief? Would you like a safe product without side effects to stop your pain? Curamin is your answer. Curamin is an award-winning formula that relieves pain safely and naturally. Live pain-free and enjoy doing the things you love. Feel the amazing difference with Curamin and make each day a pain-free day. It'll stop your pain or your money back.
Available locally at Healthy Times Market in Vernon. The Vernon Independent Retailers Association reminds you that when you shop locally, you're helping to build our community by supporting local employment and keeping your tax dollars in our community. Support the Vernon Independent Retailers who support you. Brought to you by The Copy Center, H&H Auto Parts, Healthy Times Market, Heaven Hill Farm, Lakeland Pool and Spa, McAfee Hardware, McAfee Ski and Snowboard, Valley Paint and Hardware, and Vernon Tire and Auto Center. Come in, we're local.